Greetings and love, my beautiful friends, tribe, fam. It seems every day I am tested to see if I am who I truly say I am. And I do believe that we are all tested in this way. But the intensity upon which the testing occurs is dependent upon how much, how strongly, and how often you claim your greatness, that you claim to go beyond what you have been told you are, what you're supposed to be, what you've been limited as in this world, and you begin to proclaim the true kingdom within you. You claim your worth, you claim your greatness as a sovereign being on this earth, as a creator of reality. The more you speak in terms of manifestation, of understanding that your thoughts, your speech, your actions, your attitude is creating your reality and what is happening for you, the more that is tested. So, speaking from my experience, what I'm experiencing is it seems like every day I get to this point, this precipice, where it's almost like I begin to spiral. The feeling of things not working, the external evidence appearing of something not working, and of course the thoughts that follow begin to come up. And they could very easily spiral out of control. It could take me totally out of the moment, totally destroy my focus, my trust in the process. It can make me feel like giving up, like all my efforts are worthless. And I'm certain that we all experience this from time to time. But those who succeed are those who are willing. I'm just navigating. I'm in a new place right now. I'm navigating where I go, but this is coming through strong. So, those who succeed are those who are willing to persevere and continue, even when it feels unclear, even when it feels like it's not working, even when the thoughts start to spiral out of control. So the test that you have, we're going to go this way. The test is whether you spiral out of control, or are you able to catch the negative thought in its tracks, to catch the feeling, and to requalify in a positive direction and flip that energy into something good. Now, something magical happens when you do this. I'm going to tell you how to do this, but first I want to say something magical happens when you do this. You break through a barrier, you break through an ice wall, and you come out the other side so much higher energy, so much higher and more positive energy than you were before you even went into that spiral. So it's almost like a slingshot. You start to sink into that negative, it drags you down, you're coming down into it, and you see it, you witness it, you don't let it take hold of you. Even if it does for a moment, you catch it. You're like, hold on, wait, I'm doing that thing. I'm doing that thing where I spiral downwards. I'm going to flip this. I'm going to requalify this upwards, and then you spring upwards into positive action. You refuse to accept what your five senses are telling you, and you assume the best. You assume the best in that moment, and then you act upon it. You act upon things as if the success is already written, as if you're already there. You've already achieved the greatness that you're striving for. And this, my friends, is a magical, enlivening, enlightening feeling, truly uplifting. When you can break through that, come out the other side, you feel so much more vibrant, so much stronger, so much more energized. It becomes more clear. Life becomes psychedelic. And this is what I've been experiencing is, I feel like I come out here into nature. After having an experience like that, it doesn't even have to be in nature, but often nature is where my big resets happen. And mind you, I'm not taking any sort of substance, but I feel psychedelic. I notice things that I used to only notice if I was on a psychedelic, like mushrooms. I notice the beautiful stone and the pattern in the bark. I can gaze at the bark on the tree and trip out on it, and it starts to move. And that's just a visual aspect, but what I'm saying is I become so much more present and attuned to the details, attuned to my breath, attuned to how my body feels. And it all becomes so much more natural. So you have this opportunity every day, especially when you proclaim the kingdom. When you proclaim the kingdom, you are given this opportunity. You are tested to see if you really believe what you're saying. You have to be tested because the test is what fortifies the fortress. You got to test the walls, test the structure. Make sure that you truly stand by it, within and without. So don't feel discouraged if you are being tested while you are manifesting, while you are creating something beautiful for the world. Because if you're here, if you're tuned into my channel, it's because you have something meaningful to bring into the world. And you already know that. And the world seems to be almost designed to bring you down and squash those beautiful dreams and ideas and tell you that they're impossible and you should just give up, get a regular job, live a regular life like everyone else. Just be normal. But you're not like that. If you're here, you're not like that. You're very different. You're unique. We're all unique, of course, but most people conform to the mold that they're being asked to mold into. So look at it. So look at this. I'm gonna have a seat. So most people get afraid and they conform to the mold. They try and become like everyone else. They try and fit in. But fitting in just makes you like everyone else. It doesn't actually make you excel or exceed the expectations. You don't get to be your full self, the full version of what you are. And you feel that. When you strive for greatness, it seems like there's a higher risk. But I'll tell you that the higher risk is not striving for greatness. The higher risk is trying to go the normal route and follow everyone else, because that's not going to lead you to your highest success. If you don't shoot, you'll never score. You miss every shot you don't take. So you need to take a shot, and you need to be strategic and smart about it, and you need to realize that as you are doing this, you will be tested, you will fail, you need to keep getting up. You will have moments where you are going for it, and it appears like it's not working, and you will have this negative spiral begin to happen. You need to catch that spiral in its tracks, because if you let that spiral play out, it'll just make you depressed. It'll destroy you. It'll make you depressed the entire day, and it'll tear apart all the work that you had done previously to that. And I've experienced this myself as well, that I gave into the negative spiral, and all that deep prayer work, manifestation work, and action that I took to make something happen was neutralized. You have to see that once the prayer is laid, it is working out for you, unless you requalify it as otherwise. So if you lay a beautiful prayer, you speak a beautiful affirmation, and then you act as if the opposite is true, you're requalifying it and you're neutralizing it. And then you're setting things off in a different direction that's not really going to help you. So how do we actually requalify? How do we actually reframe in those moments? How do you catch it in its tracks? It's very simple. You have to be real with yourself, and you have to actually be present and notice when it's happening. The sooner you can notice it and stop it right then and there, and then auto-suggest something positive in its place, the better. Auto-suggestion meaning, rather than just letting the regular programs that are playing out to play out, you say, no, I'm not going to go there. And you say the opposite. So if you have a thought, this isn't working out, I feel like giving up, it's not worth it, you don't even let that thought finish. Because you already know what the thought's going to be before it's complete. So you catch it in its tracks and you say, nope, stop, get out, enough. This is working out. This is working out. I do trust in the process. I am divinely guided and protected always, in all ways. And it's all good. And that one thought, that one auto-suggestion may not completely change your mood in that moment, but you've already started to rewrite the pattern. And then the next time it happens, you'll be able to catch it much quicker. And eventually what you will find is that your thoughts, instead of defaulting to the negative, they will begin to default to the positive. And so the positive spiral, the upward spiral, the upliftment of your spirit and all those around you will become the norm for you. And the truth is that is the norm. That is supposed to be what's normal for being a human being. It should be normal for you to be positive, because the very intelligence within you that operates your body without you needing to think about it, beats your heart, divides cells, pumps blood, breathes the lungs, digests the food, all these processes occurring through the subconscious mind, the body intelligence, whatever you want to call it, the divine. All this is occurring without you thinking. And think about it. It's all working for life. It's all working to continue your life. So it's a positive thing. It's a good thing. It wants you to live. It wants you to survive. It wants you to thrive. It wants you to do even greater. It wants to improve your position. So the norm of your consciousness, of your mind, should be positive and uplifting. So it's up to you to realize that you're in a world that's programmed your mind to be negative and a downward spiral, and you need to be the one who's responsible to take the reins and take back your power and send that energy up every time it happens. Catch it in its tracks, say, no, I'm not going to do this time, and auto-suggest the opposite of that. Or you can just very simply come to gratitude and you say something like, thank you, God. I've been saying this a lot. Thank you, God, for my health, wealth, happiness, and success. And you can repeat that to yourself as many times as you need. Say it when you wake up. Say it throughout the day. Say it every time you go into a downward spiral. Say it before you go to sleep. And don't only just say it, but feel it and recognize it as the truth. It is the truth of the intelligence that operates you to be abundant and blissful and at peace and happy and aligned with the rest of nature, in tune with itself. It's time to move this way. So trust in your path And know that you will be tested. And now you know exactly what to do when you are tested. Like I was saying in the beginning, I seem to reach this point most days. I get to this point in the day where it just feels hopeless. Like that's the feeling that comes. It feels hopeless. I'm just like, I want to go into it. I want to go into self-pity, right? And when I do that, it doesn't help. It doesn't help anyone, doesn't uplift anyone. It brings the people around me down as well. You're better off, rather than venting to someone the same old story and ranting about it, you're better off catching it. Like, go for a walk, go in the woods, go in nature, wherever you can, move and pray and speak positively to yourself. And do not allow yourself to go into that spiral. Step away from whatever it is that seems to be not working, seems to be bringing you down. Expand your perspective. See that you're in this beautiful, abundant world. Connect to your spirit, which is also beautiful and abundant and eternal and life-giving. Realize that is what you actually are. And it's all going to work out. As long as you stay true. Stay true to your true self. Not to this sad, depressed version, which doesn't believe in itself. You got this. You got this. Take your power back. Don't sink into despair and self-pity. These will destroy you. Choose love. Choose love always. Choose to believe that it is working out. And I promise you, it'll make life so much more beautiful, and you will recognize that whatever it is that you are here to create, whatever it is that you're here to manifest, you already have it. It's already right here within you. And it's just a matter of accepting that, believing that, thinking like that, acting like that, living like that, having the attitude that that is the case. And you will witness those fruits emanating forth in your visual, physical reality, into tangibility, in your hands. But feel them in your hands now. Feel how it feels to have it now. And there's nothing that can stop that but you and your own negative spirals. So don't do it. Pass the test. And be brave enough to even bring the test upon you in the first place, to proclaim that the kingdom of heaven is within, that I am abundant, that I am truth, that everything, every constructive, conscious effort that I put forth is successful. Every constructive activity and creation that I create is successful. Be brave enough to proclaim that, to know that, and then be ready for the test to come, and be strong enough and willing enough to face those tests and pass them. Because you can, because you were made for this. You will never have a battle in your life that you cannot overcome. You got this. I love you.